My name is Sarah Harnish. I'm a platinum leader on the Oil Ability team, a certified aromatherapist. I've been a news anchor for 18 years. The Oil Ability team is a Young Living Oils team that started in upstate New York a little over 2 years ago and now has 3,000 members in 50 states and 7 countries. We're focused on education and making sure that you know how to use these amazing tools that the Lord has given us. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the new audio format of our 101 lecture, which is a ground-up essential oils course covering over 50 years of aromatherapy in 45 minutes. I hold 6 aromatherapy certifications, including Raindrop, Emotional Release, and Biblical Aromatherapy, and I love to teach people how to live a chemical-free lifestyle. Let's start at the very beginning. I first got my Young Living Starter Kit in 2014, and within a week saw over 80 benefits to my family. We use oils in place of chemical cleaning supplies in our home. We've replaced every single thing under our sink with 1 bottle of Thieves Cleaner. I use oils in place of supplements because an oil-infused vitamin has more benefits than a supplement without oils in it. I use oils in diffusers around the house for emotions and stress and to calm my family down. I use them to get rid of smells. I use them in my personal care products like toothpaste and shampoo and deodorant. Oils are in just about every nook and cranny in my home. Every oil that you use is a chemical that you're not using. In this lecture, we're going to hit on the big topics that you need to know to start using oils effectively, and the rest of it you'll learn as you go by looking it up and utilizing some of the great studies that have been done on oils in the past 5 years. We'll talk a little bit about what oils are, some on their history, oil purity, and why that is so critical, how oils are made, how they hit the body, safety, and then I'll tell you where to start if you want to get oils in your home. I do want you to know I'm not out to sell you anything. I am out to get as many people off chemicals as I can. I was a migraine sufferer for 24 years, having brain bleeds every single month and stroke-like symptoms, tremoring, facial paralysis, all of it because of my exposure to things in my environment and what I was putting inside my body. I healed my migraines before I encountered oils, but I became a very good label reader because I know the source of how my headaches began, and I don't want anything in my house that I can't pronounce. So let's learn about essential oils together from the comfort of your car or your home. And if you want to continue learning, this is just one of over a dozen lectures that I've recorded on DVD or audio CD. I've also written a book called Game Plan that shows you how to get your oils for free. You can find all of that at oilabilityteam.com. Let's start at the very beginning, which is what are essential oils? They're the most powerful part of the plant, the lifeblood of the plant. Just like your blood clots your cuts and oxygenates your cells and detoxes the body, oils do the same thing for the plant. They're distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, fruit, rinds, resins, herbs. Oils consist of over 100 different natural organic compounds. Scientists found that a banana has 17 different naturally occurring chemicals that are really hard to pronounce. And those are the parts of the plants that enact change. They're the movers and shakers in the plant that photosynthesize, work through trauma, energize, and they can do similar things in the human body. In humans, oils can provide support for every system in the body. Your skeletal system, they support your muscular system, they support brain health, they support your circulatory system and your endocrine system and your hormones. They can help to support a healthy weight. They support your entire respiratory system, and they aid your immune system to support you when you're surrounded by sickies. Oils can support every organ in your body, your liver, kidneys, heart, excretory system, your colon. They're used extensively for emotions and grounding and for spiritual support in your prayer life. I call frankincense my squirrel oil. So I'm one of those people that loves to start praying, and then all of a sudden I think about the dinner that I haven't made yet and wondering what my children are doing. And so when I put frankincense in the diffuser, it just helps me to focus. I lean over it and start to pray, and I'm able to hone in on the things that I really want to talk to the Lord about. An oil in a diffuser can soothe a tough day at school for a child or provide a calming effect when you've had a stressful day at work. Oils are used as an alternative to toxic chemicals in the home. You can literally use Thieves Cleaner in place of 409, Windex, Pine Sol, and bleach, and start swapping out every single chemical cleaning toxin in your home to live a purer lifestyle without breaking the bank. Oils enter and leave the body medicinally and cosmetically, and they leave no trace behind. There are about 300 different oils on the earth, but you only need 10 to 20 to build a really good kit for yourself at home. And you don't have to be an aromatherapist to know how to use them. In most cases, you're just rubbing it topically on the skin. There are 3 main ways to get oils into your system. The English, apply it topically, which is to rub it directly on the skin. The French, ingest and cook with it, which is probably the most controversial thing in the entire world of essential oils, and we will talk about that in this lecture. And then the Germans diffuse and inhale it, which is the most effective method because it doesn't have to pass through the digestive system. So how do oils enter, and how long do they last? Well, tests have shown that oils hit the heart, liver, and thyroid in 3 seconds when they were inhaled, and they're found in the bloodstream in 26 seconds when they were applied topically. Expulsion of essential oils takes 3 to 6 hours in a normal, healthy body, and 14 hours if you're unwell. So your body will actually hold on to that oil a little bit longer if it knows that you need it. Some history on oils. Well, they were first mentioned by name in the biblical book of Genesis when Joseph was sold to the slave traders in chapter 37. They carried cedarwood, sandalwood, and myrrh, spicery, and balm with them. Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father, who was anointed with myrrh essential oil. So when people come to me and say, I can't use oils because it's not biblical, I laugh because I think to myself, goodness, they're mentioned over 1,100 times in Scripture. 70% of the books of the Bible make mention of essential oils. So you have to jump over huge swaths of the word to be able to avoid the mention of essential oils. They've also found records of one of the oldest cultures on the earth, the Babylonians, placing orders for cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress. The ancient Greeks believed that when they died, they went to Elysium, where the air was permanently filled with essential oils. The Egyptians used oils for beauty and embalming. Pakistan and Rome for communal bathhouses. The Egyptians had the oldest recorded deodorant recipe made with essential oils. Egypt got many of their oils from China and India, and there is evidence that they were used there for 1,000 years before the pharaohs. They were used by the medieval Europeans. Many brought oils back during the Crusades, and they were used by Christ. Jesus was given gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Frankincense, nicknamed the coconut oil of essential oils because it has over 10,000 uses just for that one oil. Jesus' own name, Messiah, means the anointed one, which was a direct reference to the use of essential oils in Scripture. Because of their size molecularly, they're smaller than cells, and they're even smaller than viruses. Oils can penetrate your skin more swiftly than any modern medicine on the planet. According to a study by MD Sean Volney, essential oils can affect every cell in the body within 20 minutes, and then they're metabolized like other nutrients. So do oils work? This is probably the number one question that I get as an aromatherapist, and I will tell you, I've been using oils now for about 8 years. Lavender smelled very nice in my bath, but it never had a significant effect on my body. And I was buying my lavender online for $4 a bottle, for a huge 20-ounce bottle of it. I get my oils at farmers markets, at bulk food stores, on Amazon. I bought it just about everywhere. I want you to know that there is no rating system in the United States for essential oils. The closest that we get is an FDA requirement that there has to be 5% essential oil in the bottle to label it pure, therapeutic grade, or organic. Only 5%. That means the other 95% can be carriers, chemical extenders, solvents. It can be garbage, and that's totally legal under U.S. law. It actually really frustrates me as an aromatherapist because I know as a mom, I can go into a grocery store and flip over a box of cereal and I can see the nutrition facts on the side of the box, but if you flip over bottles of oil in the United States, there is no nutrition facts. You don't know that there's other things in that oil outside of the oil itself. So you have to go with integrity, and you've got to trust the company that you're working with. And so the only company that I use is Young Living, because they've built a reputation of integrity. I've been to just about every single U.S. farm, and I love the transparency of the company. I love that they are totally transparent about their oils. You can fly to any of their farms, open any door, interview any employee, ask any questions that you want, and walk out into their fields and breathe it in and watch the entire process from seed to seal, the process that they have of harvesting and distilling these oils at the right temperature. When Young Living comes in and they're going to put a crop into the ground, that land has to be totally virgin land, never touched before by chemicals. Then they put an heirloom crop into the ground. As it grows, they don't use any weed killers, no pesticides, nothing. A matter of fact, if you go to the farm, there's a good chance that you're going to get asked to hand weed, because everything is hand weeded. Then when it's getting close to harvest time, they don't know exactly when that crop has to come in to be harvested, and so they will send their scientists out into the field every single hour on many of the farms to micro distill and see if that crop has reached its peak value, if it's the very, very, very best that that plant can possibly be. And mom and pop shops can't do that. They just don't have the staffing to send people out every single hour around the clock for weeks to be able to see if their crop is at the very, very peak of its value. Then they bring that crop in. It's all hands on deck, and they distill it at the perfect temperature, the right temperature. Why does that matter so much? Well, Let's talk about cypress for a moment. If you distill cypress at the right temperature, it's got 288 naturally occurring chemical compounds that enact change in the human body. If you warm that up 10 degrees too warm when you're distilling or 10 degrees too cool, it's got 11. So it's so important that it's distilled at the right temperature, and that's where most oils companies make their biggest mistake, is in the distillation process. They're trying to save a few pennies here and there on their oils, and so they'll use chemical solvents to distill, or they may dilute it with a carrier. When you're getting Young Living oil, you're getting pure essential oil. There's nothing else in that bottle. No yuck, no chemicals. It comes straight from the farm, straight to you, and that's one of the things that I love so much about Young Living as a company. If you look out over all of the oils on the earth, every single oil that's made falls into one of 4 different categories: grade A, grade B, grade C, or grade D. Grade A is therapeutic medicinal, which means it's made from organically grown plants and distilled at low temperatures. If you heat that oil up, you're going to destroy it. You're going to break it down, and then it's not going to have the same effect on the human body. Grade B oils are food grade, but they can contain synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, or carrier oils. I've had moms come up to me and say, "Sarah, why on earth would they spray a field with fertilizer? I don't understand. Why would they use a chemical extender or pesticide on an essential oils field?" And I tell them, well, they do it to your food. If you go into the grocery store, unless you're buying everything organic, you're getting food that has been sprayed. And we know it's in that spray. Many of those sprays can cause cancer in the human body. It's very, very dangerous. But the difference is, if you're eating a food, say you're eating an apple, and it's been sprayed by a pesticide, you're getting a little bit of pesticide in your body. When you're using an essential oil, it takes 60,000 rose blossoms to make just 1 ounce of rose oil. So when you're using an essential oil, it's like eating the entire apple tree sprayed with pesticide instead of just that one little apple. It's why you want to make sure that your oils are pure, that they haven't been sprayed. The big reason comes down to one word: concentration. Okay, it's the concentration of those oils versus the food that you're eating. It's a completely different ballgame when we're talking essential oils, and that's why Young Living has a chemical-free policy. I call it the no yuck, the no yuck promise. There's no yuck in their oils. All their oils are grade A. Grade C oils are perfume oils that often contain adulterating chemicals, and they usually use solvents like hexane to get a higher yield of oil per harvest. Hexane has been banned in many countries around the world, but it's not banned in the United States. Hexane is one of the solvents that is directly linked to cancer. And it's what's in a lot of store-bought oils. So if you open up an oil and you smell it and it's got that alcohol smell to it, there's a good chance that it was distilled using a solvent, because they need the alcohols to be able to distill when they're using solvents. They're also typically diluted, grade C oils, with 80 to 95% alcohol. I've known people that have actually gotten tipsy using essential oils that are cheap because of the dilution rates with alcohol. It's just not good for you to use. Then there's grade D oils, and those are floral water, which are aromatic only, and they're usually a byproduct of grade A distillation. So you have this amazing company like Young Living that will come in with this beautiful heirloom crop distilled at the right temperatures, no chemicals in the ground, all hand weeded, and they bring it in at the peak of its value, and they pull all the oil out of it, and then what's left is the garbage. It's the trash water, the floral water. There's nothing in there that is going to do something for the human body, and they will take that floral water and they'll sell it to other companies that will put 5% floral water in a bottle, fill it with a carrier, and then label it as therapeutic grade or organic or pure or all natural. And it's a totally different oil, completely different oil from what you would get in a grade A oil. They're not even comparable. It's like comparing apples to oranges. That's what you're getting a lot of the time when you're buying those large bottles of essential oils offline. Because to sell a bottle of lavender, a 20-ounce bottle of lavender, a pure lavender, it'd be, goodness, thousands and thousands of dollars. You wouldn't be able to afford it if it was the pure stuff. Grade A is the only true pure oil. It'd be like walking into your fridge, taking a glass of orange juice and diluting it 95% before you drink it. It wouldn't have the full benefits of orange juice. I have had so many people come up to me and say, "Sarah, does it really matter? Is it that big of a deal? If I'm going to take an oil internally, okay, I'll use Young Living, but if I'm going to diffuse it and I just want a nice smell in my home, is it that big of a deal?" And my answer is yes. I don't want any amount of pesticide at that concentration level in my home, or a chemical extender or carrier. It's so important that you know the source of where your oils are coming from. Walking into your fridge, taking a glass of orange juice and diluting it 95% before you drink it, it wouldn't have the full benefits ounce of orange juice. I have had so many people come up to me and say, Sarah, does it really matter? Is it that big of a deal? If I'm going to take an oil internally, okay, I'll use Young Living, but if I'm going to diffuse it and I just want a nice smell in my home, is it that big of a deal? And my answer is yes. I don't want any amount of pesticide at that concentration level in my home, or chemical extender or carrier. It's so important that you know the source of where your oils are coming